the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. 'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where you ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and
Hello, I'm Dolly Curtis, and today I'm at the Friends Meeting House in Wilton, Connecticut, and I'm talking with two Quakers who are members of this group, and it's a very special subject because so many of us in the audience are unfamiliar with the Quakers. I thought this would be a good opportunity to learn some more. With me is Woody Shemp, a dear friend of mine for over about 20 years, and Renda McColgan. Did I say that right, Renda?
That's right.
And today I was hoping that you might enlighten me a little bit about the Quakers.
I hope we can.
And I know that it's a lot to try and digest in just a half an hour, but Woody, I recently went to a wedding. This is what inspired me to come and ask you to share with the audience about the Quaker religion. I went to a wedding that was a Roman Catholic marrying a Quaker, and it was my first time to be at a Quaker meeting where nobody said anything. The wedding was first conducted in the Roman Catholic faith, and then they honored the Quaker family by having 15 minutes of silence.
Usually at Quaker events like memorial services or weddings, those who aren't used to the silence find it very uncomfortable at first. And gradually they pick up the feeling of the meeting and the feeling of the silence, and the longer they're exposed to it, the better they like it.
They get used to it, and they understand it better.
And they begin to understand what is happening.
Well, Renda, could you tell me a little bit, then maybe we should start with the beginning, explain to the audience that at a Quaker meeting, how this takes place, that it's not run or conducted by any one person.
That's right, Dolly. We come in at 10 o'clock on a first day, or Sunday morning, and come in and sit down on one of these pews, and we all are quiet. Even the children who come and join us for the first 20 minutes are quiet, except maybe for baby burbling or something like that. And what we are doing as we sit is trying to center down, to open ourselves to the presence of God. We try to block out the everyday busyness of events, and just wait, gather in what's often called expectant silence for a message from God. Now, this can happen sometimes 8 or 10 times during the hour, or sometimes it never happens, and we just have an hour of silence.
Now, can you tell me if any one person, though, is at the leadership in the group, or, in other words, if everyone comes together and you're trying, the way I'm understanding it, to take away some of that outward tensions and frenzy of the outward world that we all live with, and just together as a group, this quiet energy and concentration, is that what I'm understanding takes place?
In a way, there is no leader.
There is no leader.
It's just individual members and attenders of the meeting who come in and sit down. No one stands up and says it's time for meeting to begin. No one says today we're going to think about this topic or that topic or anything like that. And it truly is amazing. It's funny, a lot of times people will come to the meeting for the first time and they're always surprised by the feeling of community they get by sitting in the meeting, and also how the messages that do come seem to be interrelated and expand upon each other, and when that happens, it's called a gathered meeting, and you really gain a tremendous feeling of community and closeness in such a situation.
So if somebody feels a message or something they want to say, they stand up and say it?
They stand up, they can sit down, it's up to them. The only thing that some of our older friends ask is they speak loudly so they can hear it.
Okay, now tell me both of you a little bit about the group in Wilton. I mean, how many members? There's so many people out in the audience that don't realize that there are Quakers here in Fairfield County.
Yes, I've heard that too. I'll be walking down the street with a friend, and she'll ask me what religion I am, and I say, I'm a Quaker. There's still Quakers around? As if we all died out in the colonial days. But yes, there is a group of, here in Wilton, we have 100 members, approximately, of which a goodly number actually live out of state, so they don't come regularly. We also have a goodly number of attenders, people who have seen our sign out on Route 106 here and wonder what it's all about. Or perhaps their friends brought them that first day to see what we're all about. So I'd say there are usually about from 30 to 50 people here on a Sunday. We meet at 10 o'clock, and as I said. Then of the attenders, I'd say there were about probably close to a third or a half who are just attenders.
Well, how long has this building been here? It's a lovely, charming spot that you're on, 106 in Wilton. How long has this building been part of you as a group?
The building was put up in the early 1950s, the main part of it, and it has been added to over the years, although not recently.
I see there's a nursery school. I see there are other things that happen here beside the meeting.
There's a nursery school here. There have been lots of things that have happened here in the past. We've had refugees from oppressive governments in other countries living here. We've had where we've sheltered them and offered them sanctuary. We've had, at one time we ran a teen center here. And at various times there are a lot of things that happen at the meeting house, and we do try to make good use of it.
To take this time to try and educate me and the audience about the Quaker people and their beliefs. I'm sitting here by this warm fire and I'm feeling serene already, just taking me away from all the frantic life we live and are dealing with every day. And maybe more and more of us should come to the meeting at the Friends Meeting House on a Sunday at 10 o'clock and see what this is about and to experience it for ourselves. Thanks, Woody, so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, my dear.